I think I'm like at the place where you get keto flu, but I've been watching doctors talk about insulin resistance and the impact of ketogens on the brain
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of really healthy stuff from it. It's difficult to get the right balance of fat to protein
Yeah.
to carb. Phil Phails for you. And I find myself eating like scoops full of coconut butter, like
Yeah.
coconut,
Yeah.
raw coconut refined,
Could be worse.
and a lot of eggs, a lot of it's kind of I'm doing squeaky clean keto, which kind of takes out a lot of inflammatory
Mm.
products, like
Yeah.
a lot of dairy except for butter,
Yeah.
grass-fed butter, a lot of all the nuts. You can do seeds.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's interesting that you bring up the anti-inflammatory diet because actually I lost my mom to colon cancer and so she actually when she passed away, of course, I was at higher risk and they told me you have to go and get your colonoscopy and everything early.
I got my colonoscopy.
Yeah, so I think I was 37 when I did my first one, and prior to that I had seen a doctor who was really he was the best primary care physician I've ever seen because he was an Indian man and he had the balance of Eastern Western medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did muscle testing and he kind of just confirmed what I already knew, which was you should really be staying away from dairy and gluten.
Mm-hmm.
He did muscle testing. He had me hold this bag of flour. It was so interesting. And so it was really nice to have that confirmation. But then, I pulled it out of my diet, started going more dairy, gluten-free. And then when I went to see the GI doctor, they said that you have leaky gut. They basically said you have leaky gut and you should stay on like a FODMAP diet. So even the things that I thought that FODMAP is things that this is gonna throw me a little bit. So everything has a
like
sugar.
no nightshades or something.
Yes, no nightshades. Things like tomatoes, no legumes. I was
Yeah,
eating
no
a ton of
legumes.
no seeds or nuts, really. It's anything that can perforate the lining of your intestine.
It stands for fermentable
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even
Yeah.
going to say this.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say this. This is foods high in FODMAP are fruits such as
Yeah.
apples, apricots, cherries, grapes, peaches, plums, pears, watermelon, vegetables like artichoke,
Yeah.
asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, garlic, onions, peas.
A lot.
Legumes like beans, lentils, chickpeas, peas, dairy, milk,
Mm-hmm.
cheese,
Yeah.
yogurt, ice cream, grains. What can you eat?
No,
Dang.
it's pretty, I mean, in terms
Nuts,
of,
almonds.
yeah. So that was pretty eye-opening. But it
You're
made it.
doing
I'm not,
keto at that point. I mean,
yeah, you're basically doing keto, but you're really taking out those inflammatory foods.
mhm.
But the things that I noticed made the biggest difference is I was incorporating a ton of legumes in my diet. Like I was cooking lentils all the time, thinking that they were a good source of protein,
Yeah.
trying to have like a plant-based source of protein too, because I do eat a lot of meat. And once I cut things like the legumes out and I started to stay away from the more cruciferous vegetables that are, I think they're higher and they're more gas producing.
Mhm.
So that's what leads to like more bloating or irritability. So
Yeah.
when you eliminate those foods, I mean, you can still have a lot of vegetables. You'd be surprised if
Yeah.
you really put your mind to it. There's a lot of things you can eat, but it looks more like cucumbers. And, well, I mean, cucumbers are, I guess, technically a fruit.
Maybe zucchini.
Zucchini, cucumber.
Oh, here's the ones that are low in FODMAP. It's carrots, cucumbers,
Mhm.
eggplant, lettuce, potatoes, spinach. Well, potatoes would not be in keto for sure.
No.
You can have rice and quinoa. Neither of those would be in keto.
Yeah.
You can have
You can do paleo is pretty complimentary too. So I switched to more of like a paleo diet. I would use rice would be sort of my primary source of carbohydrate or potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Well, one of the things I'm messing around with this diet, because I've been working out for a long time. We talked about that when we met at that coffee place, but I just hadn't seen the results I've wanted to see.
Yeah.
I'm starting to work with a fitness instructor who's going to come on the show, Ashton. She comes on Wednesday, and the yoga instructors, and we're all kind of. I'm looking for a nutritionist to bring on the show to talk
A
about.
couple ideas for you.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
know anybody who would be willing
do.
to come on the show and wants to like talk about nutrition over time, um, I went and got a DEXA scan.
I've heard those are so great.
I could show it to you later if you want to see what it looks like. But it's like it shows your skeleton, it shows your muscle, it shows your fat, it shows where your fat is, like
Yes.
vasculatory fat, whatever the fat in the
Yeah.
organs versus the superficial fat. And I was just like
Visceral fat. The
visceral fat. That's right.
right?
Visceral fat. I don't know what I said, but
No, it's
it's hard for me to
escaping
remember all
too.
those. Visceral
The
fat.
visceral fat.
It really it gives me some way to benchmark and kind of like move through this journey I'm on and
Yeah.
show some data. I've been
Yeah,
wondering like how do I show data
Right.
for what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of these like percentage of fat versus muscle, where the fat is, you know.
Yeah. Where did you do it?
It's right there at North Lamar and Koenig, right behind Goodwill. They're all over the place.
They're all over
If
the
you want to
place,
do
yeah.
them, it's got
Yeah, and it's like $40. It's
a little bit more than that, but
you
yeah.
do it what, every 6 months, every 3 months?
I'm gonna do it every 3 months.
Yeah.
Because I plan on kind of doing this thing with the people at least 6 months, and so I can do one at the beginning, one in the middle, and one at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe we'll continue and do. I'll keep working with them.